For a long time, I used to plan everything in my head. I was always thinking about what I should do next, how to improve my life, how to fix things, how to move forward. But even though my mind was always busy, my life wasn't really moving forward. Things felt unclear, direction felt foggy. Eventually, I realized something simple. I wasn't short of ideas. I was short of clarity. And this is not just my story. This is how most people live. Most people don't have a motivation problem. They have a thinking problem. Inside your head, everything stays mixed together. Your goals, your worries, your responsibilities, your doubts, your plans. There is no separation, no structure. That's why a problem in your head always feels bigger than it actually is. Think about money. If you don't look at your numbers, money stress feels like everything is bad. I'm in trouble, I'm behind. But the moment you sit down and write where your money actually goes, the problem changes. Now it's not everything. It's maybe 2 or 3 specific issues. Or think about career decisions. In your head, it feels like if I choose wrong, my whole life is ruined. But on paper, it becomes, here are 3 options. Here's what I gain and what I lose with each one. The problem didn't change. Your view of it did. When you think only in your head, everything feels personal and heavy. A small mistake feels like a big failure. A small risk feels like a dangerous move. A temporary problem feels permanent because your mind has no way to measure things properly. Your brain is very good at reacting. It is not very good at organizing. So you stay in a strange loop, thinking a lot, worrying a lot, planning a lot, but not really deciding. This is where writing changes things. The moment you put a thought on paper, it stops floating around in your head. It becomes an object, something you can look at. A vague worry becomes a clear sentence. A heavy feeling becomes a specific problem. A confusing situation becomes a list of options. Your brain likes to keep things unclear. Paper forces you to be specific. In your head, you say, my life is messy. On paper, you're forced to answer, what exactly is messy? Is it money? Is it work? Is it habits? Is it relationships? And once you write it down, you can no longer hide behind unclear words. This is not about writing nicely. It is not about journaling. It is not about motivation. It is about turning thoughts into things you can work with. When your thoughts are on paper, you are no longer trapped inside them. You are looking at them. That small distance changes everything. You start seeing patterns. You start seeing what actually matters and what doesn't. You start noticing that many big problems are actually just a few small problems mixed together. Most people don't really think. They just react. They react to stress. They react to pressure. They react to whatever thought is loudest in their head at that moment. Thinking on paper is different. Instead of 10 thoughts fighting for space in your mind, you have one clear page in front of you. Instead of saying, I'm confused about my future, you write, here are 3 directions I can take, and here's what each one costs and gives me. Instead of saying, I'm bad with money, you write, here's exactly where my money goes every month. And once things are written down, something interesting happens. Decisions start becoming easier. Not because life becomes easy, but because things become clear. In practice, the process is simple. First, you write everything that's in your head. No filtering, no organizing. Then you group things. What belongs together? What actually matters? What is just noise? Then you turn unclear thoughts into clear questions. Not, my life is confusing, but what is the one problem I should solve first? Then you break big problems into smaller, specific ones. Problems stop feeling heavy when they stop being vague. And then you decide. Not perfectly, just clearly enough to move. This works for almost everything. If you are confused about your direction, write. If you are stressed about money, write. If you are stuck in a decision, write. If your mind feels overloaded, write. Most people try to live their entire lives inside their heads, and that's why their lives feel heavy and chaotic. Your mind is not built to carry your whole life. It is built to react, to feel, to jump between things. Paper is what gives your thinking shape. And when your thinking has shape, your life starts having direction. That is the art of thinking on paper.